Hello, this is Pastor Lauren Richmond, East Denver Bible Baptist Church. Welcome to our broadcast. Lead Me to the Rock. We're talking about a servant of Christ, and there's a very famous statement in literature: to be or not to be, that is the question. The question tonight that I might ask you is, are you a servant of God, or are you interested in becoming one? Agrippa said almost about the Apostle Paul. He said, almost thou persuadest me to be a Christian. Nicodemus asked this question: how can a man be born when he is old? Can he enter the second time into his mother's womb and be born? And remember what Jesus said: marvel not that I say unto thee, you must be born again. And of course, the Philippian jailer asked the question, what must I do to be saved? You know, it's quite often that there are opportunities to share with someone the gospel of the good news of Jesus Christ. Oftentimes people are willing to listen, but the question is, are they willing to accept? Are they willing to receive the gospel? Are they willing to make that decision? You might be asking yourself that question tonight. Are you a servant of God? If so, then be willing to share it with someone else. If you're not a servant of God, would you like to become one? The Bible says, uh, what shall it profit a man if he gains the whole world and loses his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? And of course, we're told in the book of Romans in chapter 3 that there's none righteous, no, not one. Verse 23 says that all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. We're told the reason for that is because of the sin of Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, that specifically Adam, wherefore as by one man sin entered into the world, and death by sin, so death passed upon all men, for that all have sinned. And in Romans uh, 6 and verse 23, it says, for the wages of sin is death. Our whole life we build up those sins. We have that evil thought. We say those things we shouldn't say. We do those things we shouldn't do. And then there's things that we forget to do that we ought to do. But the reality of it is, the Bible says, for as by one man's disobedience many were made sinners, so by the obedience of one shall many be made righteous. So we're all sinners. We've all come short. We don't measure up. The wages of sin is death. In Revelation 20:14 and 15, it says, and death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. You say, well, how do I make that decision then? Romans 10 says it simply, because of Romans 5 and verse 8, but God commendeth his love toward us, in that while we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. And Romans 10 says that if thou shalt confess with thy mouth, talking about prayer, shalt believe in thine heart that God hath raised him from the dead, thou shalt be saved. For with the heart man believeth unto righteousness, with the mouth confession is made unto salvation. For whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. So the question is, to be or not to be. Are you willing to become a Christian? Are you willing to become a servant of God? That's certainly a question that you're going to have to answer. If you've made that decision, it's already been settled. If you haven't, you can ask the Lord to save you tonight, and he'll do just exactly that. God bless you and have a wonderful night.